Everyone is getting more addicted nowadays. And I'm not just talking about drugs or alcohol. Addiction is literally everywhere. It's like we need to be stimulated every second of the day. And it's gone so far that we can't even sit down and eat without putting on a YouTube video to watch. Overindulging in these addictions drags us into a life we don't want, turning us into a drug addict, an alcoholic, a porn addict, or even worse, a Discord mod. But by avoiding these destructive habits, we avoid that dark, miserable path. And instead, we can become more productive, more confident, more ambitious, and ultimately, more fulfilled and happy with our lives. I know we've all tried to quit these addictions, but only to wake up at day one again and again. It feels like a constant uphill battle, but don't worry, because by the end of this video, you'll have everything you need to finally get your life together and break free. But before we dive in, it's important to first understand how addiction works in our brain. Addiction happens inside our brain's reward system. When we do something pleasurable, like eating chocolate, playing video games, having sex, drinking alcohol, or smoking weed, our dopamine shoots up. This makes us feel happy. It makes us feel pleasure. But here's the catch. What goes up will always come back down. Once dopamine hits its peak, it doesn't just go back to normal. No, it actually drops below baseline. And when that happens, we feel it. Tiredness, lack of focus, no motivation, hopelessness. It's that feeling when you just want to rot in bed all day. But the brain hates staying down there. It wants relief. It wants comfort. So it starts seeking instant pleasure to bring dopamine back up fast. But every time you chase that spike, you eventually crash even lower. And the cycle repeats over and over. This is why addictive behaviors are so destructive. Things like cocaine, porn, video games, they raise dopamine so fast that the drop after feels like pain, even emptiness. And the higher and faster the spike, the deeper and the harder. These fast dopamine spikes, they rewire your brain. They train it to crave only instant pleasure. And the problem is this. When your brain gets used to extreme highs, the slow, natural rewards, they feel boring. Reading a book? Too slow. Going for a walk? Too quiet. Studying, learning a new skill, it just can't compete. That's why a video game addict struggles to read even one page, because the dopamine from reading rises slowly, gently, while gaming, it spikes like a rocket. So every time you sit with a book, your brain screams, "This is nothing. Go back to the game." And here's the trap. The more you give in to those fast spikes, the weaker your ability becomes to enjoy life's simple, slow rewards. Until one day, nothing feels fun unless it's extreme. And that is how addiction steals your joy. So, how do you actually break free? It all begins with one thing: self-awareness. You can't fix what you refuse to face. Step one is admitting you're addicted. Most people deny it. They say, "I just play games to relax. I just watch a little. I'm in control." But deep down, you know the truth. If something controls your time, your energy, your emotions, then you are not in control. And that's okay. Admitting it doesn't make you weak. It makes you strong enough to change. Think about it. The hardest prison to escape is the one you don't even know you're in. So first, recognize the cage. Say it out loud if you have to. I'm addicted. This is a problem, and I need to change. Because once you shine a light on it, the darkness starts to lose its power. Step 2, replace the poison with something better. See, most people try to quit by going cold turkey. They just stop, they cut it out, and for a few days it works. But then, the urges come back. And before you know it, you're right back where you started. The truth is, you can't just remove an addiction. You have to replace it. Think about it. Your brain is searching for dopamine, for that little hit of pleasure. So if you don't give it something, it will drag you back to the old habit. That's why you need a healthier obsession. Maybe it's the gym. Maybe it's reading. Maybe it's learning a skill you've always wanted. So, remember, don't just fight the habit. Starve it by feeding something better. Step 3, find an obsession. See, replacing the habit is powerful, but sometimes it's not enough. Because the urge is still there, hiding, waiting. That's why you need something bigger. A mission, a goal, an obsession that eats up your time, your focus, your energy. For me, it was this: creating, building, chasing something I couldn't stop thinking about. Suddenly, there was no space left in my mind for the old addiction. Think about it. When you're obsessed, your brain is busy. It's too full of ideas, too full of work, too full of purpose to crave the old poison. This is the shift. From running away from addiction to running toward something greater. So ask yourself, what can you obsess over? A business? A skill? A dream that scares you but excites you at the same time? Because once you find it, your addiction won't just fade. It will starve to death.
But even with an obsession, the urges still come.
You feel that itch, that pull, like a voice inside saying, just one time won't hurt. Most people fight it. They repeat in their heads, don't do it, resist, resist. But that never works, because the more you fight a thought, the stronger it becomes. So here's the trick. Don't fight the urge, redirect it. Every time the thought shows up, instead of wrestling with it, replace it. Think of a memory that makes you smile. Your first victory, your family laughing, a childhood moment where you felt free. Let that image take over. Let it drown out the craving. Because urges feed on attention. Stop feeding them, and they starve. Next time it hits, don't resist, replace. But let's be honest. Most relapses don't come from desire. They come from pain. When you're lonely, when you're stressed, when life feels heavy, that's when the temptation whispers the loudest. Because your brain doesn't just want pleasure. It wants escape. It wants silence from the chaos in your chest. But here's the truth. If you only rely on willpower, you will break. You need to fix the roots, not just cut the branches. Sleep more. Move your body. Breathe deeper. Talk to someone you trust. Because every time you soothe your pain in healthy ways, the addiction loses its grip. Remember, you're not fighting the habit. You're healing the wound underneath it. Addiction loves empty space. When your day has no structure, when your mind has no mission, the cravings come knocking. Idleness is gasoline, and your addiction is the fire. This is why late nights feel the hardest, because it's quiet. You're alone, and the brain whispers, just one more time. So you need to fill the void before it swallows you.
Plan your days. Give yourself tasks. Set goals so big you don't have room for weakness. Structure kills temptation, and purpose destroys addiction. The strongest weapon isn't willpower, it's identity. If you keep telling yourself, I'm addicted, I'm weak, I can't stop, then guess what? Your brain will obey. But when you shift your identity, everything...
Relapse. It happens. And when it does, it feels like you've lost everything. But listen carefully. Relapse does not mean starting over. Think of it like this. You climbed 10 steps up a mountain. Then you slipped back one. Did you fall to the bottom? No. You're still higher than before. The danger isn't the relapse itself. It's the shame that follows. Because shame whispers, you failed, you're weak, give up. Don't feed that voice. Instead, remind yourself, I made progress. I slipped. Now I continue. Forgiving yourself is not weakness. It's strength. Because when you choose to rise again, addiction loses its grip. So here's the truth. Addiction is not stronger than you. It never was. Because every single day, you get to choose. Choose growth or choose comfort. Choose your future or stay chained to the past. And listen closely. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. One step at a time, one choice at a time, one victory at a time. So ask yourself, right now, who do I want to be? The answer is already inside you. It's always been there. And when you finally decide to rise, nothing can stop you.